Welcome to the Bus Came By podcast, y'all. Back again. Man, am I a blessed man. Today, Will Ness. Welcome,
Yes,
brother.
sir. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, we have been trying hard to connect, and we finally made it happen. That's what happens when you're a fantastic musician like Will Ness is. He's super busy,
you.
all over the map.
Thank you.
We're super happy to have you right here on the bus, man.
Glad to be here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to find some dates for him as soon as possible, and we'll release those to the public. Again, it's Band on the Grand, 2 45-minute sets with a set break in between. That rotates around town to different dive bars and breweries, iconic spots that we love, and gives them an opportunity to get some full rooms, bring some great music-loving folks into their spots.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So support local. That's a huge
Absolutely.
thing we believe in for sure. So let's get right on into it, man. When people get on the bus, when they buy a ticket and they come hang out on Stella Blue for Band on the Grand, they want to know what you're all about, man. What kind of music do you play? What are you into? What are some of your influences? Let's hear it. Let's hear it all.
Well, some of my influences will range from the Beatles to like Bob Marley, Jim Croce, Bob Dylan, even like honestly like Michael Jackson. So you can hear like a really good range as far as like covers. You'll hear everything from, rock, pop, R&B, country, folk. So yeah, you'll get that. And then with my original music, it's kind of honestly like very diverse as well. My influences bleed into my original music in that way. So I mean, like I've got a reggae album out, and then I've got an album that's got some more R&B feel, and then also an album that's got more of like a country western kind of vibe. So I just love good music, and if it speaks to me and if I feel the vibe in my heart and my soul, then I usually follow that.
Love that, man.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
tell you what, I've spent some time listening to your music, and it's funny, man. I've seen you out and about. We've talked about this. I used to play Tidal Creek where I used to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So I used to see him on a pretty good regular basis, a little rotation there.
Yes, sir.
But I've seen you a lot of other places, and for some reason, I did not realize the amount of originals you have. When I when I started to get into the Apple Music, and that's my thing. I know some of you all love Spotify, whatever it is. He's on all those platforms. Go check him out. He's got some fantastic original music that all tells a story.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I don't know a whole lot about you, but that's the beauty of having you on the bus. We get to learn about you.
Yes, sir.
And I feel like listening to your music, I can kind of get a gist of some of the things you've experienced in your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So with that, I think I'd like to get right on into what is the biggest reason you do music? Who is it? A person? This is a question I love to ask my guests when they come on the podcast. But usually there's something, a moment, a person, something going on in their lives that made them decide that music was going to be a full-time thing for them.
Well, for me, when I was a kid, my mom brought home a couple albums by a gospel singer named Stephen Curtis Chapman, and he played the guitar.
Familiar with the name.
And so I really like kind of fell in love with his music, and he is kind of the one who made me want to be a musician. Like that Christmas, my parents got me like a cheap little nylon string guitar, got me a Stephen Curtis Chapman t-shirt. It's like a picture of me in the t-shirt, with the guitar that's on my refrigerator.
Love it.
And so him, definitely, I have to give him a lot of credit. Church music.
Yeah.
But also like I remember my dad playing vinyl of like Thriller by Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Hey Jude.
Yeah.
Two of my first music memories are Hey Jude, and then also hearing that on vinyl, but then also like hiding underneath the couch when Vincent Price's part comes up at the end of Thriller.
Absolutely.
And like
I think every kid went through that at one point in their lives.
You're dancing and 1 second all of a sudden, and then you get freaked out. You're just like, okay. And that video is so iconic too, honestly. So honestly, like those three, I'd say Stephen Curtis Chapman, the Beatles, and Michael Jackson. And then my dad, he put me on like the Allman Brothers, the
Okay.
Eagles, Marley, Dylan, James Taylor. A friend of mine put me on Jim Croce as a
Yeah.
youngin. So like, I feel like my roots in music, between the gospel and then also the other stuff, that ranges from the rock and reggae and country folk, um, kind of turned me into a melting pot of
Yeah.
music, and it made me just really love music that I connect to on a deep level.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the gospel music comes in for me, because I connected that with that on such a deep level as a youngin. And so when that same feelings, it would translate to different kinds of music.
Yep.
I really felt at home in the in music, really.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sounds like it's pretty accurate then to give your mom and dad in the church the
yeah,
biggest
for sure,
accolades for doing what you do,
no
brother.
doubt, no doubt, no
That's great.
doubt.
Let's shift gears into the other side of like connection in music.
Yeah,
For me, connection is we can even put it together with collaboration and connection, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
for sure.
collaboration. I've been to so many shows, man, where people wander out on stage with a band, and you're just
Yeah.
like, what is happening? And then it turns into just musical genius, right? Some of those memories will stick in my head, forever.
Yeah,
And for me, that's how I connect, whether it's musical lyrics, whether it's harmonies, and
yeah, yeah,
whatever it is, melodies. Talk a little bit about connection for you. What's it mean for you in
yeah.
your music?
Means everything. In live performances, I really connect with my friends Tina Marie Racer and Dwayne DeMello. Been playing with them for years. We have a trio called Peace, Love, and Unity.
Okay,
And live, those are probably the two that I connect with the most, because we
nice.
play together so much and we just love each other, and we love spending time together, and we love making music together. Um, Recording wise, songwriting wise, I love to work with Connor Mills and JP Taylor. We have a trio called Burnt Sienna. We used to gig out and we used to be a church band, but now we're just kind of, life has taken us in different directions. So now we're kind of more an original music band in the studio, just kind of doing it as a side project, which is really cool, honestly.
That sounds like a fantastic lineup.
Yeah, and
Holy
then
moly.
I would say, you know, my all-time favorite collaborator to write with, though, is my friend Nathan Vine, out in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
Um, I met him through a friend in Los Angeles, and I got invited to do a show that he was headlining in Chicago. He's from Chicago, so it was kind of his homecoming show.
Gotcha.
And I don't know, we really connected on that trip, and got to know each other, and started, making trips to see each other and hang out and write with each other. The last trip, I was out there in January in Nashville with him, and we wrote like 20 songs in like 4 or 5 days,
Wow.
and got like full demos of them and stuff. So it was, he's a great producer, so we're kind of able to write a song as we have production ideas
Yeah.
going. It's really cool to like write a song as we kind of have the drums going and the guitar, the piano is already there, and we're kind of able to loop it and think about and kind of live in it
Yeah.
without having to play it.
Connect.
Yeah, exactly. And just
Feeding
vibe.
off each other,
Exactly,
vibing.
and just
Yeah.
vibe.
I love that. That sounds
And
awesome, man.
with Nate, there's no ego. There's
Yeah.
no like, it's always the best line wins, the best thing, and it doesn't matter. Nothing matters except making the best song possible and having a great time doing it.
Love that.
So that's
Talking about production a little bit,
yeah.
let's get into songwriting a little bit. So, do you have a process for that? Like, do you stop what you're doing and start writing down on a piece of paper? Do you grab your phone? Do you grab your guitar? What's the process? And like when you got an idea and you want to convert it into a song?
Man, honestly, like it can happen at any time,
Yeah.
driving or in the shower,
Yeah.
or honestly, like a lot of my song ideas will come when I'm away from the guitar or the piano. But I do use my phone a lot. The voice memo thing is very helpful.
Yeah.
Still write my song lyrics out on paper, but I mean when I get an idea, if I can't get to it right then, I'll kind of jot the idea down, get a voice memo, and then come back to a piano or a guitar later.
Yeah.
And flesh it out. I usually will start with the chords first.
Yep.
and kind of map the song out that way for the most part, and then fill in lyrics and melodies and whatever other ideas I may have already had. Go ahead and put them in there, and it's a really cool process. And
Yeah,
I feel like for me at this point, it's kind of formulaic, but I'm also like have songs that are free form.
sure.
So I break my own rules,
Yeah,
sometimes, which I love,
yeah.
which is really fun to do. But I do like, generally kind of have a little bit of a formula or a few formulas that I can follow and kind of vibe out with and
I
see what
love
the
that.
song calls for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Learning about how people uh, get their music down so that they can write a fantastic song later on. It seems like it's a lot easier today than it was back in the day, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
For
I feel
sure.
like a lot of songwriters too. They put a lot of pressure on themselves to like write a great song, and it's like you're gonna write bad songs. It's just gonna
Yeah.
happen. It's just about writing the song, and it's just about getting through and finishing the song.
Yeah.
And come back to it later, and you want to change something, great. But like don't put all this pressure on yourself to like have to be great or anything like that. Just be yourself and just
When you're writing, have you ever had that feeling, like that
for
immediate feeling
sure.
that, like, oh my God, this song's going to be incredible? Like, do you get that
I
feeling? Like,
mean,
how does that work out?
sometimes like I'll look at a song and be like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Like I don't like I used to kind of be like that, but
Yeah.
now I like as an artist, I don't get too high, I don't get too low. I kind of
Just
try to
let it
stay in the
be.
middle. Exactly, just let it be. But as far as like being an artist, I'm really just trying to like be myself and be honest and connect with people through my struggles. To be honest with you, because a lot of these songs that I've written, you know, like mental health. I really have struggled with my mental health over the years, and contentment. That's something that I've struggled to find,
Yeah.
and I want to find, and I feel at this point I am finding. But I wrote that song like 5 years ago in the deepest struggle of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's talk about Quarter Life.
yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about Letting Go, the last two albums that you've
Yes,
put out
sir.
into the world. Um, I've noticed from the self-titled song on Quarter Life to Impermanence, which, if everybody doesn't know what that is, it's a state of lasting for only a limited amount of time on this earth, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
and I think those two songs, trying to think like uh, all the way to like um, switching gears into like Majesty and Bed Peace, which Bed Peace to
Yeah,
me
yeah.
seems like maybe you're making a love connection of some sort. I don't
Yeah,
really
for
know,
sure.
but like those albums to me seem like they go through so many different, healing things,
Yeah.
mental health, contentment. Those songs talk about support and wealth and positivity and love and like all these different things. To me, it seems like you were on a journey. You were on a path of some sort. Talk
Well,
to us a little bit about where you were in your life when you wrote those
I was I,
that
I was
music.
longing for those things.
Yeah,
I was longing for those things.
yeah,
Um, Quarter Life is probably my most complete album that I've put out. It's my favorite album that I've put out. Um, it's music that came from the deepest struggles of my life. Um, like on the first song, "How Do You Know," which is my favorite song that I've ever put out.
it's my favorite song on the album.
Thank you.
I went back and listened to it again and again and
Yeah.
again. It's like one of those repeat,
Yes,
revisit
sir.
songs for
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah,
That's just a song full of questions about life, about death, about the reason,
yeah,
about if there's something.
yeah,
And I'm in a different place spiritually now, but looking back on that, I really feel for that 25-year-old, 29 now.
yeah.
It's been a few years, but I really feel for that kid. Um,
Dark spot.
Very dark spot.
Yeah.
A lot of anger, a
Hmm.
lot of sadness. Um, you know, and then Impermanence came about because my best friend Blair Mathis passed away a few years ago in 2021. Yeah. And that
You wrote a
really,
song about him, correct?
I did.
Yeah,
Impermanence is really about him.
yeah.
And I wrote it on his guitar actually with Nathan Weber, Nathan
Awesome.
Vine. And that kind of came from me delving into Zen Buddhism for a little while, and I learned a lot from that.
Is that where do you feel like that's the time that you were able to start pulling yourself out into a little shinier spot in your life?
No.
No?
It took me a while.
Did it?
Until about 7 or 8 months ago, I'd say.
Yeah?
6 or 7 months ago, yeah.
And it's probably still happening today, man.
It's still happening.
I mean, that's part of the journey, right?
Everything's getting better, man. Everything, I mean, sobriety is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Alcohol just destroys everything. Hard drugs destroys everything.
And when you're in it, man, I feel like that's something really hard to recognize.
It's really
right?
hard to recognize.
You love to be able to go back to that feeling because it's how you like disappear from everything else.
Exactly, and it's how you cope and you numb and you calm, and it's the devil, man. It's a trick, and it took me a while to get away from that, and I'm about to be 8 months sober.
Awesome. Congratulations on that, man. Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for that and everything. They say attraction over promotion, but I'm going to break that rule. AA is a wonderful thing.
I was about to say, what resources have you been using in your life?
AA is a wonderful thing, and AA is where I learned to pray.
Nice. Okay.
Not church. AA is where I learned to pray.
Did you have a mentor at AA?
I do. I've had a couple sponsors. I've got one now who is a wonderful lady who is very honest with me and is very, very kind. I think I'm able to listen to a mother figure more than I could listen to like a man, because I kind of have had daddy issues in my life.
Sure.
Me and my dad and I are in a great place now, though.
Good.
We're in a wonderful place, but I think having her as my sponsor has been a wonderful resource, and I talk to her just about every day and see her a few times a week at the meetings, and it's changed my life, and having that camaraderie amongst people who understand the struggle and who have had their lives, ruined, almost ruined, put in a really bad place because of this disease of addiction. And, people don't want to see addiction as a disease, but it is a disease.
It absolutely is a disease.
I mean, the first step is admitting that there's a problem.
That's right.
And it's okay. And it's okay that there is a problem. That's fine, because that's life. And life, there's problems, and we all get caught up. And it's okay to admit that you need help. It took a while for me to get to that place where I needed help, where I've admitted I needed help. But once I did, I was able to get back on that road and get to where I am now. And I'm so grateful for everything that I've been through.
Sure.
It's been a tough couple years, but I feel like I'm out of the hole, and I'm on solid ground now, and I'm seeing the sunshine, and I'm really just thankful, man.
Well, if I can say it, keep on trucking, man, because it's a journey that you got to keep moving forward with, right?
Absolutely.
Well, awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing a lot of that information with us. That's,
of course, man.
Sometimes that's a tough thing to talk about, so letting people know like where you're at and where you've been, and the path that you're on, I think that's enlightening for a lot of people. And it's just really nice to hear the story, man. So thanks for sharing it with us, for sure.
Thank you.
Now we're going to do a section of the podcast where I call off the cuff questions. We basically just ask a bunch of nonsense questions, kind of lighten the mood back up a little bit. But, let's start it off with, you're on tour.
Yeah.
You're on Will Ness tour, and you get one place you get to eat. Where's it gonna be, man? Let's hear it.
Man.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one, man.
There's lots of things out there.
There's a lot of things.
You can go into the Taco Bell world. You know.
Man, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna say the Longhorn Steakhouse.
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah, man. There's locations everywhere.
Okay.
Diverse menu.
Yeah.
They got steaks, ribs, they got sandwiches, they got salads.
Yeah.
So
you can get a good meal and mix it up a little bit.
Exactly.
So you're smart.
They got good bread.
You're smart.
Number 2 would be Waffle House, though. Shout out Waffle House.
Shout out scattered, covered, smothered, chunked, topped,
so delicious.
Diced. It's chili.
At 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Blasting Waiting in Vain by Bob Marley on the jukebox.
Okay.
Vibing out. And what are you getting? You know what I'm saying? For real. That's a good question.
I like I'm not sure what it is. It's like the cheesesteak patty melt.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
That
I
thing
love it.
is it's
Yeah,
bomb.
the Texas cheesesteak patty melt.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
that's
so
the
good,
one.
dude.
That's the one.
It's so good, man.
What's your most memorable music moment to date? Whether it's you playing somewhere or whether it's just somewhere you went where you experienced, some fantastic musical happening. Tell us about that.
Okay. All right, number
Do
one would
two.
be I got to play at my grandfather's funeral. Um, in his plans wanted me to play the hymn "How Great Thou Art," and so I played it at his funeral with the open casket there, and he lived to be 99 years old. So I mean, he
What a life.
yeah, he lived a long time. So you know that was an honor, and that's something that always sticks with me that I got to do that. I'm very grateful.
What a fantastic way to celebrate him,
Yeah,
too.
exactly, and you know it was very special.
Yeah.
And then the second would probably be when I got to play at Strawberry Fields in New York City
Okay.
in Central Park, the John Lennon mosaic, the Imagine mosaic.
Yeah.
I got to play a few times there.
Really.
Yeah, it was amazing. As a Beatles fan, it was an honor. It was like playing on hallowed ground.
Yeah.
And it's a busking gig, but you gotta it's a thing where you gotta know the guy.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about that for people who don't know about it, for sure.
So I pulled up to Strawberry Fields one day. I was listening to this guy play. And I started talking to him, in between songs and, telling him musician and all this. And he's like tired. He goes, do you want to do my last 30 minutes for me? I'm tired. My voice is tired. And I was just like, yeah. So I did it. And I played a few songs and I ended with In My Life. And I remember this cat sitting over here. And so anyway, I come back the next day and the guy who was sitting there is playing. And he comes up to me and he goes, you're the guy playing yesterday, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, my name's Dave. And I booked the gig here.
Right spot at the right time.
He was like, I got an opening at 2:00 if you want to play.
No way.
And so I went and rented a guitar and he put me on the schedule every day for 4 days in a row. And it's an hour slot each, but there's so many people coming through there. You make some good tips, and outside of that, it's just awesome to be there and play Beatles songs and just hang out in that space.
Did you play original music as well, or is this
I played
just
a couple original music?
Just a couple original,
I did. Yeah, I did.
Nice.
You don't have to play all
Slide
Beatles
them in there. Nice.
Yeah, obviously they want you to play Imagine.
Sure.
You can throw that in there, but and that's what everybody wants to hear when they come through. Which,
what other Beatles songs did you touch on, if you remember?
Definitely Dear Prudence. Definitely Michelle.
Yeah.
Definitely In My Life, of course. I remember back then I was doing Ticket to Ride a lot.
Great songs. All those are so good. There's so many. What a catalog.
Question.
So you are 13 years old and you're in your bedroom.
All right.
What are you listening to?
Oh, man. 13 in my bedroom. What am I listening to?
I asked this question because at 13 years old, especially for me and probably most people, that's when you're in your I have now realized that music is so much, right? So you've got all this music.
So I'm listening to everything.
I'm
listening to everything from Lil Wayne.
13.
Absolutely, Lil Wayne at 13.
Lil Wayne.
To I used to love Train.
Okay.
When I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Big pop guy back then. I've always loved pop music though.
Yeah.
But I've got a love for pop music. I'm not really current pop music.
I used to wear parachute pants.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about that? You know what parachute pants are?
No.
You don't even know what parachute pants are?
What are
See, this is the age gap that we're talking about here. When I was 13 years old, I was listening to Quiet Riot, and my parents were screaming for me to turn it down,
Yeah.
And that's just, the generations are just, that's what's so fantastic about music is, I asked somebody who's way younger than me what they were doing. They were 13, and they said Lil Wayne, and I think immediately I was 30. So parachute pants, we got to go backwards.
Yeah.
We can't just skip over parachute
Can't do
pants.
it, no.
So parachute pants they came in all kinds of different materials. I remember
Right.
most of them were lightweight, kind of
Yeah.
like made out of parachute material,
Oh,
almost
that's
what you
cool.
would think. But they had zippers in like the legs, like
Okay.
everywhere. There was like a zipper here and
That's
a
cool.
zipper there, and they were called parachute pants. All the breakdancers wore parachute pants. That was like the thing.
Yeah.
And then that evolved into like leather parachute pants, I
Oh
remember.
man.
And I thought that was the greatest thing. I was like, I've got to have a leather pair of parachute pants. So I got a pair of parachute pants that were leather. They were the hottest pants I've ever put on my body.
bet.
They don't breathe.
Yeah.
It's just like this
Yeah.
instant sweaty chaos going on
for
underneath
sure.
your pants.
I can only imagine.
But parachute pants, like Michael Jackson started wearing them, and they had
Yeah.
all these zippers, and then there were vests that matched.
Yeah.
You get a matching zipper vest. I had that for mine. We were doing all the breakdancing moves. And
Yeah.
Oh man!
Did you
But
pull up
yeah,
to any dead shows in the
no, by
leather
then
parachute pants?
I understand the tie dye took over.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
The tie dye took over.
Let's say
for
I
sure.
can see Jerry in like all leather.
Yeah, right. That would have been a really weird thing.
Oh god.
I traded my parachute pants for the tie dye.
Yeah.
Best
there
thing
you
I
go.
ever did.
There you go.
Hey, let's talk about your favorite band on the planet currently. Do you have a
Yeah.
favorite band or a favorite artist that you listen to?
All right. So current artist, one of my favorites is Nathan Vine,
Okay.
who I work with. I think he's brilliant. He's got some music out on all platforms.
Okay.
And he's one of my favorite current artists.
Guitar player?
Guitar player, singer, producer.
Mhm.
Incredible. He put out an EP last year called Tennessee's Calling.
Okay.
4-song EP. I wrote 2 of the songs that are on it with him.
Nice.
So it was really cool to, get those flowers, and it was really nice.
Nathan Vine.
Yeah, he's sick.
Okay.
Great artist.
I know where I'm going after the podcast.
Yeah, he's sick, dude. He's sick. He's probably my favorite current artist, I'd say.
Let's go to the other side of that coin now. Someone who's passed away, whatever. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite deceased musician, band,
Ooh.
whatever, that you can't see anymore that you wish you could?
It's got to be Marley, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be Bob
Marley's
Marley.
in my top 5 without
It's got
a
to be.
doubt.
I mean, it's hard, because I want to see John Lennon and George. I'd want to see Jim Croce. But Bob Marley was just different.
Yep.
Like, it'd be incredible to see him with the Wailers.
Yep.
The energy of that show must have been. I mean, you could feel it when you watch it on YouTube.
Yep.
So I can't even imagine what it'd be like in person. That's somebody I would love to see.
He was singing to a group of people that needed it more than anything in their lives.
He was on a spiritual mission.
Yep.
I mean, and I respect that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Bob Marley was a prophet.
Yeah.
He was on a mission to spread a message and spread love.
What blows me away is that he had the ability to sing through all that stress and chaos and worry about being on stage at a live show and wondering what might happen to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of thing it's amazing to me that you can still connect with people and just put away all the other, stress in your life about things that are going on in your,
Well, then in the end, he
your
was full of
community.
cancer, and he was still, and he didn't even know it, and he was still doing it and giving it all every night, and his whole body was full of cancer. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And just an amazing man, amazing songwriter, amazing artist, musician, revolutionary. I mean, soul rebel.
Yeah.
For sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Let's say Bob Marley calls you up on the phone.
Oh my
Okay? And he
goodness.
says, "Hey man, I'd like for you to come on stage my next show and I want you to perform a cover song with me, but you have to pick the cover. What cover song are you singing with Bob Marley that's a cover, not his song?"
Not his song. Wow, what a question this is. In the context of it, with who he is, it's got to be Hallelujah.
Yeah? Oh, man.
It's got to be Hallelujah.
That gave me
man.
some goosies, man.
Can you imagine Bob Marley
No,
singing that chorus?
not at all. But man, we don't.
Insane, dude.
God.
And there's like tapes of Bob Marley with just his guitar, him solo acoustic, like just hanging out, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, just him and a guitar. I mean, you hear it on Redemption Song, but like on his records, you don't really hear it much more than that. But on YouTube and through deep dive in his catalog on like the streaming platforms, you can find it.
I have on vinyl Songs of Freedom, which I used to own on CDs. I thought that might be what you were talking
That's
about.
it, yeah.
There's a whole album dedicated. I think, like, if you're not familiar with that, it's a multiple album release kind of box set type of
Yeah.
thing, and it goes through the early parts of his career
Yeah.
where it was just him and a guitar, and
Yeah.
it was very raw and very just broken down. And like, I mean, for me, that's when you really get,
Yeah.
connection
It's
and
like you're sitting right
feels
there with
and
him,
the
you know?
vibe and everything that
Yeah.
goes on with his music, man. It's just, you can hear the strings
Yeah.
squeaking in the way, like,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It is.
That's an incredible experience, and the fact that he has it recorded live like that is amazing.
I'm a huge fan of Nick Drake
Nick Drake.
and his album Pink Moon. That's all
Okay.
solo acoustic with his incredible finger style playing and his lyric choices are, you can tell he was kind of influenced by some of those romantic poets. Um, just a Pink Moon is one of my favorite albums ever, and
Why?
I just love how raw it is.
So you like it stripped down and raw?
Yeah, I do. I
I
really
know
do.
this because you recorded an album called Strawberry Skies,
Yes, I did.
and I've listened to that album a good bit, and it is raw.
It is.
It's one of those albums that when you listen to, you can really just feel the moment of what was going on.
Yeah.
You made some errors in starting some of the songs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're communicating with the guy on the soundboard, and he's
Yeah.
like telling you it's all good, man. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to hear that and get into that moment, man, that's the rawness of that album
Yeah.
is really, really, really cool.
Thanks,
Why did you
man.
decide to keep it like that? Was there a reason?
No, I mean, I just think like I had done a few albums that were like fully produced.
Yeah.
And I put out an album like that before in 2019 called Songs by Hand.
Yeah.
Straight solo acoustic.
Okay.
And then I had like 2 albums that were fully produced. So I kind of wanted to get back to the solo acoustic thing.
Yeah.
And it was a songwriting experiment too. I mean, there were some weird songs on it and, some bad songs on it, but, it was just fun to like do. And, we drove up to, me and my friend and I, we drove up to Strawberry Skies recording studio in West Columbia.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gary Bolton, who was the sound guy there.
Okay.
Who owns the studio and was running everything. But it was just a day where I just wanted to go in and just record a bunch of songs. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like an acoustic mixtape.
Yeah.
And I just threw it out there into the world and
Yeah.
made it part of my catalog.
I love it, man. I mean,
that was a really fun day.
Going through your albums, when I got to that, I was like, this is really different because it's like just absolutely broken down to just you and your guitar and whatever the moment was.
Yeah.
And then I rolled into your reggae album.
Yes, sir.
Which we need to talk about that because I'm a big reggae fan.
Yeah,
And like, I had
likewise.
no idea that Will Ness was a reggae guy until I
Yeah.
heard this album.
Yeah,
This
man.
album is produced. It's
Yeah.
killer. Like, it sounds good. It's the island vibes just shine so deep on it. Tell us a little bit about that album.
Well, Brian Daggett produced it. He's the Carolina Opry drummer,
Okay,
and then we recorded it in his home studio.
nice.
That was a giant project, and we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. That album kind of came about as a concept album.
Okay.
There's a song on there called Tomorrow Youth that we collaborated with this band called Buff Bath
Okay.
out in Germany.
Okay.
They had sent Brian some tracks, and Brian was like, "What do you think of these? Do you want to write as one of them?" So I did. We recorded the song, and so it was cool to like collaborate with a band from Germany
That's
that I've
pretty
never
neat.
met before.
Yeah, for sure. That's fun.
And that was really cool. And we have a video out on YouTube of that song. And
Did you have any special guests appear on that reggae album?
I did.
Okay.
Connor Mills played saxophone on Tomorrow Youth.
Okay.
JP Taylor played all
Everything.
over the place. Yeah, all over the place on that one.
Flute.
Yeah, all over the place on that one.
Oh man, that man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember like McKinley Devilbus doing a lot of the bass.
Okay.
And I think he did a lot of the mixing too.
Nice.
So we had a solid group
Yeah.
of guys.
I
play
love
on
that.
one.
You Do you have a reggae artist you like to see here in town? You a Treehouse guy?
I've never seen Treehouse.
Never seen
I
Treehouse?
need to go see him.
Yeah, you do, man. They're great.
Honestly, man, like
Jeremy, man, he kills it, dude.
yeah, I know he does. I've seen
he's-
video.
Yeah.
I have seen, and I've
Yeah.
listened to his stuff on Spotify.
Yep.
He's great.
Yep.
I mean, he's really figured out how to do this thing for
Yeah.
real, on a high level.
Yeah.
So I respect that a lot about him. But I'd probably say if I had to see a reggae group right now, I really love this band called the Expanders out of LA.
Okay.
They have this album called Hustling Culture
Okay.
that JP put me on, actually.
Love the name of it.
And I just love that record.
Straight
so much.
reggae, is a ska?
Straight
what do we
reggae,
got?
yeah,
Just
straight reggae. Some
Yeah.
ska vibes in there for sure.
Okay.
But that's probably like current reggae.
For me,
That's probably
current
what I wanna
reggae
say.
would be, I think without skipping a beat, it would be Soja.
Yeah, I like Soja a
Yeah,
lot. And
they're-
Brian's connected with Soja
I've
too.
seen them a couple times live, and they
Yeah.
put on a heck of a show, man. It is just
Actually, their bass player, he was on my song "Way of a Life" on
Really?
that album. He like introduced the song.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, he like was.
How did that come about?
Brian was just like, "Hey man, will you do this on this song?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude, no problem." So
Really, that's
he's
great,
like-
man.
he's like, "Yeah, Will Ness in the building." Shout out to him, man. Yeah, shout out
That's
to him.
fantastic.
Shout out to him
That's fantastic,
for
man.
sure.
Another off the cuff question for you. You can tap any female vocalist on the planet to sing backups on your next album. Who you got?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Alive would probably be like Bonnie Raitt.
Okay. Yeah.
Got a lot of love for her.
Love Bonnie Raitt.
Dead. It's got to be Aretha, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be
Aretha
Aretha.
Franklin.
It's got to be Aretha, man.
You want to put some soul on your records. I get it.
Honestly,
get
I
it.
just want her to sing all of it.
Yeah. right.
Yeah.
You just strum and let her
Yeah,
sing it.
exactly.
I think she could hold it down.
I could
for
write
sure.
a few songs with her too,
Mad,
that'd
mad
be great.
respect.
Yeah, I would just get out of the
RESPECT.
way in that situation.
Right.
Honestly, I would just sit in the control room.
Aretha, man. Wow.
I just want to like watch her do her thing.
I love that answer, man. That's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we move on to another topic, I'll give you one more off the cuff question.
Yeah.
So, vinyl, cassette, or CD, you can have one of those three things available to your fans on your tour, in your merch. What do you got and why?
My business mind wants to say CDs
Yeah.
because that's just the way to go economically.
Okay.
But everybody's like
As far
not-
as the cost to
Yeah,
actually
for
record
sure.
it, print it,
yeah, exactly.
get it out into existence.
Exactly.
Okay.
But because it's like the trend and because it's coming back,
Say
probably
it.
have to say vinyl.
Say it.
Probably
Say
have to
it.
say vinyl, man.
I'm
Because
a vinyl collector, man.
people
I've got,
also are like not having CD players in their cars anymore.
yeah.
So like that sucks. I hate that, but that's reality.
Everything's gone to digital.
And that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, even in my Jeep, I don't have a CD player. It's
yeah,
all
yeah.
big screen, and it's all feeds off my Apple Music, which is good because I've got every single thing I could ever want to listen to at my fingertips.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it's
fantastic.
yeah, that's cool.
But what's different about that, and this is just my personal take on it, I love the warmth of analog.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me, it's albums. I have over 800 albums in my collection. Massive vinyl collector. Got some fantastic Beatles albums that you would love to have your hands on for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And I've got everything. I mean, I've got so many obscure things. I've got albums. I think Jefferson Starship put out an album that actually folds into a cigar box.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you open the cigar box
Yeah.
and it has the cigars laying in the box, and there's a little thumb hole, and you put your thumb in the hole and you pull up the lid or, or the false bottom,
Yeah.
and there's weed underneath it. And it's like the old stems and seeds
Oh
and
my
just terrible
gosh.
brown, swaggy weed. But it's like literally that's an album concept that somebody who had to have been a genius thought,
Yeah, for
let's
real.
do this.
Like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I've-
And I own it, which I'm, so going
That's
backwards,
sick,
like
man.
vinyl's awesome. Man.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
And at home, I have an old receiver, old vinyl speakers, B&Ws. Like my setup is 4 analog.
Right.
Um, Now, on the flip side to that, I also have a setup for digital so that I can play all the music off Apple lossless, so it's
Right.
digital and great. But that music to me loses so much warmth, and for me, when I'm listening to music, feeling the warm tones are like that's part of the experience of music.
For sure.
And I feel like with CDs, that changed immensely.
Yeah.
But the ease of having them, you can't have a record player in your car.
No, you can't.
Like it doesn't work out.
Doesn't work out.
But now we've moved so far again, away from that. Now we're in these digital music files.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you can now get into the whole lossless thing where your music is not so squashed down in MP3 form. Back in the day when MP3 is available, we were like, this is the greatest thing ever because you can download 7 million tunes, put it on your iPod, and you're good to go. Right?
Yeah.
And you were downloading it illegally, and Metallica was having a fit, and like there were all these things happening. It was Napster, I think, or LimeWire or whatever you were using at the time,
For sure.
right?
For
right.
Sure.
And then, but you could burn it. Then you could burn it down to CDs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You had.
I burnt CDs.
It was
I did it.
It was a magical time in my life for music. Like the catalogs that were available that you could just go out and record. Not to mention, I was a big tape collector. I was a analog tape collector back in the day for the Grateful Dead, for Fish, for Widespread Panic, and I had hundreds and hundreds of live tapes. Which was so fun. Like you'd go to your buddy's house and you'd twist up a fat one and you'd sit there and you'd listen to like all these tapes, all these live recordings.
For sure.
It was just a really if we talk about connection, that was like that was how you connected with your buddies, man.
For
like listen to this show, listen to that show. You'd trade tapes and you'd record their tape and you'd have a double cassette player and you'd be recording their tapes.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
They had like jacket sleeves that would fit in the tape thing with all the set lists written out on it. And like,
that's cool,
I mean, it was really cool. Like that was a fun time in my life. So I think that's also probably why I have such a love for analog music, but I get your CD thing, man. I mean, it is way more economical. To cut a CD and to get 200 of them made or 2,000 of them made or whatever, whatever you're doing, as opposed to like trying to make a record, right? It gets costly.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you can balance that out with selling them for a decent price, right?
For sure,
but
definitely.
You still got to have the back. You got to have the your little wedge of music. Wedge of money over here where you can, you can put into that. Not everybody has that. We're struggling musicians out here, you know. But that brings me into another topic when we're talking about trading tapes and live music. I'd be interested to know your take on live recording. I've seen over the years so many bands allow recording. I think that started with the Grateful Dead, at least it did for me.
For sure.
And their archive of music is gigantic, and it's available for anybody who wants to listen to it in so many different forms, from audience recordings to soundboard recordings to reel-to-reel recordings, known as Betty boards. Like they have all these different varieties of one show, whether to listen to. And I feel like that really blossomed their whole existence in the world, and all the bands that decided, and most of them were jam bands, but I think other bands are catching on too, that live recording is a really good way to get your music out there. What's your take on live recording?
I love live recording, man. Some of my favorite records ever are live records. Do
you think that bands should be allowing people to go and record their shows live?
Why not? Are you that greedy?
I mean, I get it.
I don't know though.
If you're putting a bunch of money into production and you're trying to put out a live album, I can understand not letting anybody else record it, right? But,
I get it.
But these are audience recordings, right? These aren't great sounding recordings. No. These are ones that you go back and listen to because you get the crowd noise in it, you get everything, and it's the experience of being like, I was in that room when that was recorded.
I think I would be honored that somebody is that stoked about my music that they'd want to like have it and be able to go back to it and relive that moment.
Without a doubt.
I don't think I would be mad about it.
Yeah. I think the Grateful Dead paved the way for music to really get out to the masses. And I think that they relied more on selling tickets to their shows
Yeah,
that way
for
than
sure.
selling their
I
albums.
don't think they were stressed. They weren't stressed out about it.
No, and
Yeah.
they weren't making great albums. They
Yeah.
never, you know, they didn't have all these albums that people were out there crushing, selling
Yeah,
multi-platinum. It
exactly.
wasn't happening
They
for
were a
them.
live band.
They had to
You know?
figure out a way to do
Yeah.
it, and they were a live band. So
Yeah, for sure.
letting these live recordings was a huge way to gain more fans.
Yeah.
All right, I want to go into your very first album that you ever recorded back in 2016 called
Oh, man.
Snakes in the Grass.
Snakes in the Grass.
So I listened to this, and I feel like that there seems to be a lot of topics going on that album, from heartbreak to darkness to love and light, and it really goes through a whole bunch of weaves.
Yeah.
Talk about that album a little bit for us. First album you ever recorded.
Yeah, so those were just kind of like the first songs I ever recorded, like you said, and I mean, they were just kind of me trying to figure out who I was and different feelings about different situations and like like Snakes in the Grass. I wrote with a friend of mine on a rainy day trying to mimic a Bob Marley tune, and
Okay.
that one kind of sticks out of all the other ones because I collaborated with Paperwork on that song.
Love
they were kind of my
Paperwork.
backing band way back then, and
Great band
for that song. And yeah, it was, it's a bit of a spiritual warfare kind of song.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting of me to write when I was like 20 years old,
Yeah.
But, so there's some of that going on in there, and like
were you a more vulnerable recording artist at that point in your life? In other words, was this pre a lot of other things that you experienced?
Yeah, this was pre a lot of other things I experienced. These were
so
this
these
was
are
my
your
catalog
virgin songs, right?
Yeah.
These is your
This is before the cherry got popped.
Yes,
like
for
this
sure.
was
Yeah.
This was before the storm.
Yeah.
I mean there were storms back then, but this was my catalog when I was 18, 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
And I mean it's cool to look back on. There's a song on that album called Autumn Leaves that I wrote for my grandma who passed away way back then, and I listen to that song sometimes, and Mark Bryan from Hootie and the Blowfish texted me one time and was like, "That song Autumn Leaves is so good," and I was like, that was a huge compliment.
Mark Bryan.
Yeah, Mark Bryan.
I dated his sister Lynn in college.
Did you really?
I did.
Wow.
Very short period of time, but
Look at
yes,
that. Wow.
yes, I did.
Small world.
Yes, very small world.
Small world.
I remember being, I was managing the Mountain Express band, and we were playing a Sigma Chi, their
man.
Derby Days, I think is what it was called. It
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
like their big, frat party or whatever. It was at the Armory in Columbia. I went to the University of South Carolina.
Yeah, cool.
And I remember Mountain Express was playing this huge Derby Days function or whatever, and one of the fraternity boys ran up on stage and was like, "Hey man, can I get on the mic for? I want to tell everybody something." We had no idea what was going on. We're like, "Okay, dude, go ahead, do your thing." So he gets up on the mic and he's like, "Y'all, Hootie and the Blowfish just got a recording contract."
Oh, that's sick.
In the middle of our show, and like I remember that being like, I mean, Hootie and the Blowfish was the premier party band. Like they were playing all the functions back then.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
You used to see them all over town. And I became a pretty big fan of what they were doing.
Yeah, for
even
sure.
and I was a jam band guy, right? Like
yeah.
that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
They were very pop influenced, but man, what they did, and Darius's voice, I mean, get out of town. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I remember somebody handed me Coochie Pop. For all you Hootie and the Blowfish fans, you know what Coochie Pop is. Coochie Pop was the first EP they put out on CD. Had a song on there that wasn't, I think years later they finally recorded on one of their albums, but Old Man and Me. Have you ever heard this song by Hootie and Blowfish? Go back and listen to Old Man and Me. One of the greatest songs that I feel like they ever recorded. And this was early Hootie, right?
Yeah.
So, just to watch that band go through so many years of music, and then for Darius to pull away and continue his thing into the country world. I am a fan of his country albums. I don't care what you
Yeah, he's
say.
got some
And I'm
good
not a
good
big
records.
country album guy. Like, I'm
Yeah.
very picky about the country music I listen to. Darius's music, just his voice, like, it sticks to me, man. And I think also I got so used to it in college that, fast forward into me being older and hearing these country songs, it still was very relatable to Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah.
Darius, you want to come on to the bus?
Come on, Darius.
Come on.
Come on, baby.
Bus came by.
Bus came
Darius,
by.
you need to get on.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, man, I've really enjoyed having you on the bus today. Thanks for coming out and joining me. We're going to get a chance to listen to his music here in just a few minutes. We're going to wrap this up, and then we're going to get him right here, right in this spot, playing some music for you guys so you can hear it firsthand. This man, his voice. Wait until you hear it. In the meantime, do not forget, you can check out his music on Spotify, iTunes, all the platforms. And you can also jump on YouTube and you can follow the Bus Came By podcast. And if you do that, please take a minute to like all the videos, subscribe to us, and stay in tune with all the things that are coming up and all the other musical guests that we're going to have on board here. So it's a fantastic way to keep up with that. So, Will, thanks for checking out the podcast and coming on board, man. We really appreciate you. And yeah, let's get to it.
This one's called The Nature of the Game. Winter winds, warm into spring. Summer heat, cool with autumn leaves. People come and go, nothing stays the same. That's the nature of the game. Falling rain will surely turn to sun. Passing time changes everyone. People come and go, trying to find a way. That's the nature of the game. Years have gone, life goes on, nothing stays the same. That's the nature of the game. Mountains sleep in the sea someday. Beautiful trees fall to hurricanes. People come and go, we're all made for change. That's the nature of the game. Years have gone, life goes on, nothing stays the same. That's the nature of the game. That's the nature of the game. Alright, this song's called Be Alright. When you feel like you are alone, not a soul or place to call home, I love you, be your refuge. Don't you lose hope, I won't let you. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. alright. In the evening, when you're lonely, I will love you through the morning. I need you in every lifetime. Show me your soul, you can have mine. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Oh, every little thing's gonna be alright. Yeah, everything's gonna be alright. Oh, though you have some baggage, baby, I got mine. Together we are learning, reeling in good time. It's not about the valleys or living in the sky. It's the walking in between. I need to walk it by my side. You know everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Oh, oh, oh. Everything's gonna be alright. Cool. It's an original song I wrote when I was 17. It's called The Place. A million faces sure to never really find again. So many places, so regular they're lost with the wind. If I'm never supposed to swim the ocean of your eyes, hold you in the shadows as we wander through this life. Even when our colors low, fade to black and white, part of you will always be inside. There's a place for you in my heart. Every day love shines in the dark. So chase away each fear before it starts. There's a place just for you in my heart. Few faces truly walk the streets alive inside my soul. Honey, don't you know you paved the road? Take my heart, you're in control. Make each winter warm, summer cold. If I'm never supposed to love in the sun so bright, go you in the open as we wander through our time. Even when our colors low, fade to black and white, part of you will always be inside. There's a place for you in my heart. And every day love shines in the dark. So chase away each fear before it starts. Oh, na 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 na, there's a place just for you will forever be, forever in your hands. She's got my whole world in her hands. She's got my whole world in her hands. She's got my whole world in her ever-loving hands. All right, cool. This is my cover song. This is called Saturday Sun by Nick Drake. Saturday sun came early one morning. The sky so clear and blue. Saturday sun came without warning, so no one really knew what to do. Saturday sun brought people in faces that didn't see much in their day. And when I remember those people and places rarely too good in their way, in their way, in their way. Saturday sun won't come and see me today. Think about stories, the reason and round, circling through your brain. Think about people, their season and time, turning again and again and again and again. Saturday sun has turned to Sunday's rain. So Sunday sat and Saturday sun and wait for a day gone by.